Alright people, so welcome back to the sleeve tutorial of this asymmetric dress we just made in the last class. If you remember this dress on the thumbnail, so I want to show you how to make the sleeve. If you look at what we have on the right and left sleeve, they are symmetric, they are different. So I'll be using the one that has the shoulder to show you first, then we'll go over to the one that has the off shoulder. So for the sleeve making of this dress, we need our full sleeve, okay? It depends on how long you want this sleeve to be. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm not going to make a full sleeve. I'll just show you from the beginning of the sleeve, and then we'll go down to what we have on the down part of the sleeve, to the other part of the sleeve. So here I'm tracing out my sleeve right now. I'll come in with my my pen. I'll just go ahead and trace out. So I've traced out, and this is the front pattern. I'll call this my front pattern. So make sure you note the grain line. This is the grain line, that is the middle point of this sleeve. So I'm going to cut out now what I have here, and that is what I'm going to use to construct my sleeve. So I'll just go in here now. As you may see, I'll just go in. So this is the sleeve I'm working with now, and the next thing I'm going to do is to divide what I have here on the cap height. This is my cap height. I'll divide it by 2 and get the midpoint. I'll do the same, divide by 2 and get my midpoint. So that midpoint, I'll just rule a line to it this way. Okay, I'm going to rule a line to it this way. So the first thing I'm going to mark out now, I'm going to mark out the first sleeve. The first sleeve is marked out at, it depends, I will use 2.5 inches for it, but you can do 3 inches if you want it bolder. The first sleeve that has the same shape with we have that has the same shape with the same fabric. If you look well on the thumbnail, you see it has the same fabric with the yoke. Okay, so I've marked it out and we are going to cut it out. Then on this, from this line, we are going to have different bows, different bows. So if you don't want to make too much bow to it, you can also come in after dividing. You can come in by 1 inch, so it's not too much. Okay, so what I just did is to bring the bow line closer. If you look, there are bows, so I'll just make bows. What I mean by bow is like bow tie. So this is how I'm going to cut. I'm cutting from the one I came in by 1 inch. There will be a space actually here for us to make our bow. So actually we are going to cut out the whole of this, but I don't just want to cut it out now. We are going to cut out this and join back from here to here and join back, but I'll just use this paper to make my bow and show you. So once you have done cutting your bow, you know how we make our bow. So make sure the bow you make is the distance from here to here. Okay, depends on how many bows you want to make. Here I have them at 5.75. So anywhere, in fact it won't be the same measurement because here is wider. So you measure here, whatever it gives you, you make the first bow. You measure here, whatever the second bow. So for this, I'll just make my bow. So my bow is going to be sewn on my sleeve like this. Okay, after making this bow, I'll sew it this way, that way. Then finally this one will just do what? Come in. I'll cut it off, but make sure you make your notches so when attaching them, they are being attached accordingly. So this one will be sewn. okay, and turned neatly. You can make two you can make two lining and fabric, so you can turn it neatly, and this one comes and you sew it. So once you have done sewing, you now place your bows accordingly at intervals like that. So that is that for the right sleeve. So I'll just take this pattern away, and for the left sleeve I'll come back with my sleeve. So your basic sleeve pattern is very important. So if you don't know how to make a good basic sleeve, I will advise you to check on the channel. We have how to draft a perfect basic sleeve here on the channel, so you can watch and have your sleeve drafted. So make sure you note your front piece, because the front part is what you are going to sew to the front. So I'll just cut. Now we are about to make the asymmetric off shoulder part of this sleeve. So as you can see here, I'll just cut out what I have here, and this is my sleeve. So what are we doing here? We are going to find the cap height. If you look at my sleeve, we have the cap height. This basic sleeve has a cap height, which is here. Okay, so when you watch that video, you will know how we got the cap height. And this is the bicep. So on the cap height, that is where I'm working on, as you can see. So simply I'll put my sleeve together. Once I put it together, I'll just go ahead and I'm going to sew this sleeve now. Okay, I'll just fold in this part. This part is where I'm going to sew to the armhole of the dress. This is the dress. So this is the part that we drafted, that has the part that has the yoke. So we are done with this part. We are talking about here now. So you can see I'm going to attach from here to here. Okay, so you just bring in your sleeve and do this. Bring in your sleeve from the hem and just mark out where you want to, just a little thing you are going to attach, and cut it from this point. So I'll just cut here now. Can you see? So by the time I'm done sewing my dress, I'll just come in here now and hold this part to this part for the front. You know how you sew your sleeve. This part, I'll just sew it from here to here, hold it, and go to the back and repeat the same. Can you see? So once I've repeated it, it gives us exactly what we have. So that is how we come to the end of this tutorial, and I believe you enjoyed this class. So if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends, drop your comment on the comment section and your suggestions as well. Thank you for coming. See you in the next one.